Hello! Then we're going to review some surface area and volume of some shapes. So remember, surface area is the amount of squares that wrap around a figure. It's the outside, it's covering a shape. Think about like wrapping a gift, or like this foil around a Hershey Kiss. That's the surface area, it's covering the outside of the shape. In surface area, the units are always squared units. So it'd be like inches squared, centimeters squared, feet squared. Anytime you're dealing with surface area, the units are always squared. Volume is the amount of cubes that go inside a 3D shape. So it's the inside of the shape, it's filling the shape, like filling a glass of water, filling a pool, stuffing a pillow, anything that you're filling the inside of a 3D shape. And then for volume, all your units are always cubed. So it'll be like inches cubed, centimeters cubed, feet cubed, units cubed. Volume is always cubed. All right, so let's look at surface area and volume of a rectangular prism. All right, surface area is 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. So what we have to do is figure out what's L, what's W, and what's H. So if I look at this example here, for my formula sheet, it could tell me what is which. So length looks like this would be the length for my width goes this way. I would say that's that 1.5. And my height is how tall it is. That looks like my H. So my length that we said was 4, my width we said was 1.5, and my height we said was 2. All right, next thing I can do is I can type that into Desmos. I can do L equals 4 and then hit enter. And then W equals 1.5 and then hit enter. And then H equals 2 and hit enter. And then I can type in my formula here. This 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH, and that gives me my answer. My answer is 34. So this would be 34, and we can't forget about our units. All the units up there are in feet, so this would be feet, 34 feet, and then area is always squared. So the surface area of this rectangular prism is 34 feet squared. Volume of a rectangular prism is a really easy formula. It's just the length times the width times the height. So I can just put that in my calculator. 4 is my length times 1.5 my width times my height of 2. And that gives me 12. So my volume for this rectangular prism is 12 feet. And then volume is always cubed. It's always unit cubed. So to find the volume, all you do is the length times the width times the height. All right, so next shape we did was cones. So cones, think of like a traffic cone or a birthday hat, ice cream cone. We can do the surface area and volume of cones, the 3D shape. So here's the surface area formula. It's surface area equals pi r squared plus pi rl. So r is the radius. It's halfway through the circle. So this one's halfway through the circle. That's my r. So my radius is 5. My L is my slant height, or the length of the cone from the point down to the base. So they told me that's 13, so my L is 13. And then for pi, we know pi goes on forever and ever and ever, but we just want to use 3.14 for pi. So now that I know that, I can put these numbers into Desmos and find my surface area. Okay, so I want to type in r equals 5, because my radius equals 5, and my length equals 13. Now I can plug in my formula. So pi, I see it says pi we want to use 3.14. So I'm going to type in 3.14 and then r squared plus, I see another pi, so I'm going to put 3.14 r L. And I get 282.6. 282.6 is my surface area, but I can't forget my units of measure, so I would type centimeters, and surface area is always squared. All right, for volume, I want to find my radius, which we already found was 5, and I need to know my height, and my height is how tall the cone is. It's from the base straight up through the middle of that cone to the point, and that says it's 12, so my height is 12, and pi we want to use 3.14. So if I go back to my Desmos calculator, I can clear all this out. And I want to type in r equals 5, because that was my radius. And then I want to type in h equals 12, because that's my height. And now I can type in my formula here. So I'm going to do 1/3 pi times pi, so I'll put pi in parentheses, 3.14, and then r squared, so there's r squared, h, and I get 314. So the volume of this cone is 314 centimeters, and volume is always cubed. All right, this is a pyramid. So a pyramid, surface area pyramid, is 1/2 times L times P plus B. So L is that slant height again. It's the length on the outside of your pyramid. So this is the slant height, and it says it's 5 feet. So I'm going to write 5 there. P is my perimeter. Well, the base of a pyramid is a square. So I know that all these sides are the same. So to find my perimeter, I'm going to add up all those sides. So it'd be 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. And if I add all those up, I get 24. The big B in the formula means the area of the base. And the base is a square. So to find the area of the base, we have to do the length times the width. Well, the length times the width in this case would be 6 times 6. And 6 times 6 gives me 36. Okay, so now that I know all the information I need for that formula, I can plug it into Desmos. So I'm going to make sure I clear it out. I'm going to type in L equals 5. Then I'm going to type in P equals 24. And I'm going to type in B equals 36. And now I can type in my formula. 1/2 LP plus B. And I get 96. So my answer is 96. And this is measured in feet up here, so I'm going to write feet. And area is always squared. All right, so now I can do my volume. And the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 times the base, area of the base, times the height. So the area of the base, we already figured that out. It's the length times the width. So 6 times 6, and that got us 36. The height is the one that goes straight up to the middle of the pyramid, all the way up to the point. And that arrow here is pointing to it, and that's 4. So our height is 4. So now that I know those two, I can type that into Desmos. I just want to clear out my calculator. And I'm going to type in big B equals 36 and H equals 4. And then I can type in my formula. 1/3 big B H gives me 48. So my answer is 48. And my unit of measure was feet. And volume is always cubed. And that's how we can find surface area and volume of a pyramid. All right, the last shape we learned about was cylinders. Okay, in cylinders, the surface area is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi rh. So I have to know what r is. So let's figure out what r is. R is 6.4. Remember, that's halfway through our circle. That's exactly what they gave me. So r is 6.4. The h is the height, how tall it is, and it says 20.1. And then for pi, we always want to plug in 3.14. So now that I know that, I can fill that numbers into Desmos and get my answer. So I'm going to write r equals 6.4. I'm going to type in h equals 20.1. And now I can write my formula. So it'll be 2 times pi, and I'm going to put that in parentheses. And then it says r squared plus 2 times pi, which is 3.14. I'm putting that in parentheses. And then RH. And I get 1065 and 0.088. So it would be an 88 thousandths. And this is measured in inches. And surface area is always squared. All right, for volume, I need to know the radius. We already found that. It was 6.4. And I need to know the height. And the height is 20.1. And we need to know pi. We use 3.14. So now I can put that in my formula. I already have my r and my h in. So now I can just delete my old formula. and type in the volume formula, which is 3.14 r squared h. And I get 2585, 2,585.14944. Okay, this is pretty long decimal. Let's round it to the second decimal place. So I'm going to look at that second decimal place. That's a 4. I'm going to look to the right of it. 5 and above, I give it a shove. 9 is bigger than 5, so I'm going to give it a shove. So I'm going to make it 0.15. So this would be 0.15, and that would be inches. And volume is always cubed. All right, so that's how you do surface area and volume of every shape we've done so far in class. I hope you do great on our quiz coming up. See you guys later.